Right, we're looking at day 6. This is representing decimal numbers. We're not going to get the full extent to the standard today, the full complexity, the full rigor by the end of today, but we're working towards that by the end of the unit. This is largely review from 4th grade. The new piece that students have not done in 4th grade is representing thousands as decimals. They have represented hundredths and tenths as decimals. That's actually one of the 4th grade standards. So if you look at this 4th grade standard, here use decimal notation for fractions with denominators of 10 or 100. So they were able to do this last year, 62 hundredths, 62 hundredths, and describe the length of 62 hundredths of a meter. So they have been doing this work before. Some of these other standards are even a little more advanced, being able to identify that 3 tenths is the same as 30 hundredths, and then actually add 30 hundredths and 4 hundredths to get 34 hundredths. So this is where they're coming in at. So the majority of today will be review. The new piece is we're writing thousands as decimals, and also we're going back and we're revisiting the models. So the hundredths grid, tenths grid, and then the thousandths cube. This is a scaffold that students learned in 4th grade. They would place a 1 underneath the decimal, and they would read this, and then they would fill in each digit gets a 0. So this would be 8 hundredths. This would also be 80 thousandths, right? And so you may see some of that happening today. And then the other way that they represented thousands in 4th grade, you may see this, is within a hundredths grid, each hundredth is divided into 10 pieces, and one of those would be 1,000th. So you may see a student talking about that today, splitting a hundredths grid. Each hundredth divided into 10 pieces would be 1,000th. One thing to look out for today is just, like these first couple are pretty simplistic. 3 tenths, we plug it into our place value chart. We want to make sure that students are using place value charts. Everything that they can do in this unit, they can solve, they can show their work and their thinking using a place value chart. So 3 tenths, 9 hundredths, right? We see that there are no tenths because I don't even have one of these full bars filled in. If I had 10 hundredths filled in, that would be 1/10, but I'm not even there yet. And so here we can see that we have 32 thousandths. Some students might be hesitant and say like 3 hundredths and 2 thousandths. We can read this as 32 thousandths because the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths are in a period. That means if I, on the other side, on the left side of the decimal, I have ones, tens, and hundreds in a period. So if I had the number, let's say 154, I can just read it as 154. I don't have to read it as 1 hundredths, 5 tens, and 4 ones. Then the next period would be our thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. So like the periods happen in groups of 3, so we can see that this is a period. Otherwise, it should be a lot of really great student practice today. Great, thanks so much.